Well, it's starting to look like I was right in the video that I made yesterday. Oh, forgot to change my background. Sorry about that. We're back in the gym. It's good. We're back in the gym. So, I posted my video last night. Jeff Nippard, even less credibility than last time. More fake natty slop. And in the first 2 minutes of the video, I gave my take on what I think is really happening with Hussein. I'm going to play it for you really quick here, and then we're going to dive into all the comments from Greg and everything else that went down in the comment section below. But just as a refresher, just listen to what I'm saying here, okay? Because polymorphism, this bullshit thing that Greg is trying to push on us, it's so stupid. Like, okay, all of a sudden, our entire lives, we've barely met people that have insane genetics, right? Like, they're 1 in a million, 1 in a billion, whatever. But all of a sudden, all these 1 in a million people with the best genetics just happen to be on Instagram. They all know each other, they all hang out, and they all make videos together, right? Like, shut the up. Okay. Watch this. That nuclei never leaves. You might not hold as much mass as you did when you were on cycle, right? And I think that could be what's happening here with Hussein. People are saying he doesn't look as good. Well, because when he was on gear, he was getting all those benefits while also increasing the amount of nuclei in his muscle tissue. Now, the nuclei never left, but he's not getting all those other benefits to help him look as good as he did when he was on that cycle. Again, this is just my theory based on science that we all try to cover here, right? Yo. So basically, that entire video was, me talking about, Hussein and Julian and whether they were actually natural or not because of the video that Jeff Nippard made. And then shortly after that, I got a lot of comments in the comment section, one from Greg, talking about how I guess Hussein is coming clean, and he's going to talk about that he actually did a 16-month cycle when he first joined the gym that involved using steroids as well as MK677, and then he hopped off after a while, and he has a certain type of polymorphism that allows him. So not only does he have 1 in a million genetics, he's also another 1 in a gazillion that has polymorphism, and that's why he's been able to maintain his gains. It's not because he could possibly be blasting and cruising, something that Derek from More Plates, More Dates talked about quite often, right? It's because he's so much better than you, he's so much better than me, he's so much better than everybody else on the internet who's ever done fitness, and he's just this genetic gifted freak, and he was able to not only build this body in 18 months naturally, but since he jumped off the gear, he also has polymorphism, and he's been able to maintain all of his gains. Now, there's something I want to say about the physique that he built, okay? And I'm not saying he doesn't look incredible. I mean, the guy looks incredible. He really does, and I'll give it up to him. I'm not a hater. Like, he does. He looks great in his photos. He looks great, right? Like, the guy does look good. But based on what I said in the video you guys just watched, okay, and I talked a lot about myonuclei and how when you train, your body's response is to create more nuclei in the muscle tissue to hold more mass. That's how you get bigger. Taking steroids makes your body produce even more nuclei. Right? There's a whole thing that happens here. What I think really happened with Hussein, is that he was basically able to hit his natty limit of the amount of muscle his body could build and hold in that short time period of 18 months because he was on gear, okay? And once he hit his natty limit, until he takes it to the next level, he's probably not going to get much bigger. Something that Derek and I talked about a long time ago in a video, Derek More Plates, More Dates, because listen, I don't have any issues with people who want to get on gear. Just don't say that you're natural. Like, I have my natty card. Don't say that you train just as hard as me for just as long as me to build your physique when you haven't. Also, there's no such thing as natty now. Like, we need to take this term, burn it, and throw it in the garbage, okay? You're either natty or you're off cycle, because you will never be natural again, even if you haven't done a cycle for 10 years. You've already gotten the benefits. You are not natural. And Greg and Jeff should know better at this point, right? But getting back to my point with Hussein and my conversation with Derek, we did a video before. If your goal, right, is bodybuilding, you want to take professionally, you want to compete, and you want to do all those things, and your plan is to get on gear, what you should be doing is you should be training as hard as you can, building that foundation for like 3 to 4 years minimum, max out your natty potential, because the first time you do gear, you're going to get the most benefits. So why would you waste that potential just to look how you would in your first 18 months of training, how you would probably look if you just trained as hard as you could for 3 to 4 years, right? So like, the stupidity of it is just the wasted potential. Unfortunately, we live in a world where everything is a business. And the more I think about this, guys, like, I don't know how far down this rabbit hole we want to go. Maybe this was all planned out because Nippard has an app and a book, right? And he has a channel that he monetizes. He's making money. Greg makes money on his YouTube channel, right? This guy's making money on his YouTube channel, on his Instagram, his programs, whatever he does. Maybe this whole thing was planned because these guys have accumulated so many views, so many millions of views because of all of this drama. Everybody's making multiple videos about it. I've made multiple videos about it. They themselves have made multiple videos about it. This is literally what YouTube fitness has turned into, and it's terrible. And I hate that I have to be a part of it, but unfortunately, that's just how things work now. And if you don't want to be irrelevant and you want the YouTube algorithm to pick up your channel, you have to participate and talk about these things. Now, granted, I do have a very strong opinion about this, and it does irritate me that, you know, my Instagram feed is full of dudes who aren't natural, putting together the most terrible workout advice and seeing how many likes, comments, and shares those videos get. Because when I look at a video and I see how many likes and comments and shares it has, and I see that the content of the video is pure absolute garbage, I feel bad for all of those people who have liked, commented, and shared it, because they think the content's good. Like, that hurts my soul. And don't get me wrong, guys. I am still putting out educational content on this channel, too. I've already filmed a few more how-to videos. I'm remastering all of my old how-to content. I'm doing a really great video on fasting, and there's a few other cool things that I'm doing as well. But this is the kind of stuff that I have to cover because, number one, I have an opinion on it, and number two, it does help with the algorithm. And if the algorithm's helping my channel, when I do post the educational content, more people will see the educational content as well. But let's get back to the comment from Greg. So when he posted this comment, I literally thought it was a joke. And I don't normally like my own posts unless I think I'm being funny, which this one I probably would have liked because I thought I was being funny. But I did it so I could mark them. So I responded, I said, no chicken, rice, and broccoli, right? And then Greg responded, deserves to be pinned, posted this in a few videos. The video has already been edited, but I think he's posting tomorrow. We thought about posting it on my wall, but I said to Hussein, you're the one that has to come clean. It's not me. And so going on his channel, but feel free to react to it after. And then I was like, oh, you're being serious, bro? I thought you were joking. And then we kind of went back and forth. And then Greg posted down here this thing about, you know, Hussein being such a one in a gazillion male specimen that not only does he have better genetics than all of us when he trains and when he's on gear, but when he gets off gear, he's also has way better genetics than us, and that's why he's able to keep all of his gains, right? Like, all of this stuff, it's just so dumb. It's so stupid. And I want to say this, okay? I like Greg. Greg and I get along great. We've always chatted back and forth. We've chatted many times on DMs, on Instagram about many topics. I do like Greg. Jeff, I could really give two shits about. I met him once in person. He was kind of a prick. A bunch of other people I've talked to, met him in person, say he's kind of a prick. And what's funny is, without me even saying my experience, they said the same exact thing to me, that when they were talking to him, he was looking everywhere except them in the eyes. Over here, over here, over here, over here. And that was my experience. And this was like 7 years ago. It was like at the Toronto Pro Show. You know, back when I was doing YouTube all of the time. And not that I demand that people give me respect, but I do expect the same respect back that I give other people. And when I meet people, whether they're my subscribers, my fans, or other people in the space, I'm always very polite and considerate. and I try to be as respectful as I can. So on Greg's thing, though, Greg should have known better. I feel like Greg's been in this industry for a long time. He's seen a lot. I don't think he should have gone to bat as hard as he did for Hussein. And I want to show you guys another video by my new friend, the MudPit. We've actually been chatting down in the comment section of his video, but he just posted a response. I want to play the beginning real quick. When Hussein met Larry Wheels.
So I'm training 16 years. How about yourself?
3.
You're only training for 3 years?
Yeah.
No.
See, even Larry Wheels is like, okay, bro.
I started when I was 19. I did my first workout, took a picture, and that's mainly why like everything kind of blew up. And Greg did a natty or not on me.
I'm gonna have to go with this guy is not natural.
It was
So like out of the gate, Greg, like why didn't you just trust your gut and stick with it, right? Like you know that people can blast gear, get off, take a drug test, and it can show normal. It can show normal, right? You know that people can fake tests, or pass tests when they're doing competitions. Like, you know all these things, you've seen it, you probably know how to do it. Why would you or Jeff put your name on the line for this guy? Like, I just don't get it. And I want to end with one more thing, and I'm sure there'll be a follow-up video if Hussein actually drops and talks about all this stuff. You know, this could all still be just like a joke, and the joke's on us. And he's going to come out and be like, haha, actually, I am natural. And then there's a whole thing going on with there. Like, we just don't know until we know. But this was also later in that same video by MudPit.
Any sense. And then on top of that, Hussein has also seemed to naturally develop gyno as well, alongside all of this amazing progress he made in pretty much no time flat. He tries to hide it in his Instagram posts by taking advantage of lighting and angles, but there are a bunch of posts where it's really clear to see. So that alone, combined with the ridiculous amount of muscle that he put on, would be indicative of some form of steroid usage.
And that's kind of where I wanted to lead that. I never really noticed the gyno until he pointed it out in this video. Why would you take the risk of all the complications internally, externally, that can come with abusing PEDs just to look how you would if you would have just trained naturally? You're such a gifted freak. You would have just trained naturally for 3 to 4 years. And unfortunately, the answer to that question is clout online and trying to build a business around it. But guess what? The person who ends up losing in the long run are these guys, because when they get to my age, their 30s, I'm 40, I'll be 41 this year, they're going to wish they never touched the stuff. That's just my opinion on it, right? And speaking of programs that work, go to my website, muscularstrength.com, guys. You get unlimited access to every program I've ever created, all my how-to content all in one place, all my one-off routines all in one place. And if you want to try a program that these guys would probably snap in half if they even attempted it, try my Cheat and Recover Advanced Push-Pull Legs. It's 3 workouts. You can do it for 3 days a week, or you can train 6 days a week. You just do push-pull legs, rest, push-pull legs. This program combines overloading with heavy-ass weight, which I call my cheat reps because using a bit of momentum. And then the recover portion is basically, let's say you're doing like a barbell bench press, right? You'd have a spotter with you, help you basically get 8 forced reps, then you would lower the weight and do 8 on your own. That's a very basic explanation of it, but I explain it all in this video right here. I just want to say one more thing too, because I never commented on this when it happened, but if somebody choke slammed me in the gym, they wouldn't be walking out.